Hi, welcome back to another episode of James Reports, and we are in one of the most beautiful states in the United States, Virginia. Yeah, that's what they are saying. You know, I'm seeing the beach, I'm seeing the pool, I'm seeing amazing people, but also I really found my sister. Yeah, don't laugh at you looking at me. Yes, you know, my name is James Pierre, and I find ESTHER Pierre. Not only we have the same last name, but guess what? We do the same thing. Yeah, so get ready because she'll probably be the one interviewing me today. Dear sister, thank you so much for being here.
Hello,
And
my
your smile is so
long-lost
bright
brother.
too. Look
Thank you. Long time don't see my brother.
Absolutely, because Haiti has just like shifting us different parts. And what you do,
Exactly.
I introduce you as also a media personality. You've done so much. Tell our viewers about that path, that amazing path that is still in you, would stay in you forever.
Okay, yeah, journalism is my passion. I remember in high school, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to go and do and be in life. Of course, you know, our Haitian parents, it's either we're going to be a lawyer or a doctor or something. But when I said journalist, he's like, what? Journalist? And I'm like, yes. Oprah. I'm like, I can be the second Oprah. And so I decided that I was going to go to school for communication after I explained to my dad that I got a C in chemistry and that was unacceptable. So I couldn't be a good doctor, Dad. Journalism, where I'm getting all the A's, is the great path for me. And so I went to Howard University at Washington, D.C., got my bachelor's degree, and there some of my professors were telling me, Esther, you have to lose weight. You have a great voice. You write really well, but you have to lose weight. You don't see heavy, fat people on TV. And I'm like, I'm going to prove them wrong. I'm going to prove my dad wrong. I'm going to prove my professors wrong. And lo and behold, I did get onto TV. I turned the negative into a positive. At one of my stations, I did a whole campaign, Esther Pierre is everywhere, and we did losing weight with Esther. So every Wednesday, I got on the scale and I weighed myself in front of everyone on my morning show. And so I turned a negative into a positive and got everyone healthy along with me. And what ended that campaign was that I hit a plateau at one point and wasn't losing weight. And you know, you can imagine every Wednesday I'm getting on the
It's a challenge.
every Wednesday I'm getting on the scale and I'm not losing weight. And my trainer's live there. You know, he's like, "What's going on? Have you been eating? You know, at midnight or something?"
Adding on the pressure.
Yes,
on you, right?
exactly. And come to find out, I was pregnant. So that's why I hit the plateau. And so the campaign switched to me having my son, and they followed me on air with my son, and we found out that I was having a boy on the air. I mean, so I've done all kinds of stuff,
So you basically,
things on air.
So you basically have a public life where your followers will learn day by day about your life. You mentioned two very critical moments in your life that I wanted to emphasize on. First one is the stereotype, right? These are the type of people that we love to have on TV. You have to lose weight. You have to be that way.
Yes.
Which you fought hard to change it into something positive. But also Haiti. You left Haiti at a very young age. So in your mind, you always have Haiti as that baby that I want to go back to, that I can't go back to. Now the TV is my passion, but I have to fight to prove them wrong. I have to show my dad. Same thing happened, by the way, with my parents. Like TV, I don't think
journalism,
it's yours. Now they love it. They're like, oh my God, you are doing so well. But all those critical moments, what was the motivation to say, I have to keep up?
I would say when people say no, you say yes. And I'm going to prove you wrong, because deep inside of you, you have that passion and that desire to do well, not only because you're a Black woman, but also you're a Black Haitian woman. So at some point, you're tired of people, oh, you don't look Haitian, oh, you don't sound Haitian. And so in that regard, they always think that they expect less. So you're always trying to do it, and you're always trying to do it well. And us as Black people have to be 110% anyway, but knowing that we're of a Caribbean background, we always have to strive to do things in an excellent way. And so when I was on TV, I made sure that I was on the top of my game. They brought me here. I was working at Good Day New York, Fox 5 in New York, and the news director saw me at a conference in New York and said, "Hey, didn't I see you this morning?" And he was like, "Yeah." He said, "I'm the news director for the CBS station in Virginia. How would you like to come over? I want to revamp my morning show. I like what you do." And I said, "Well, are you paying New York money in Virginia?" I didn't have an agent then, so I'm negotiating. And so we came to it, we settled on a number. So I moved here, and he put me up against Joe Flanagan, who has been longtime morning show person here on ABC. And I was ready, and my numbers beat it. I mean, it was worth me coming to Hampton Roads, and I knew that it was a matter of not a performance, but something that was a passion for me, and that it wasn't entertainment. It was really living my life on the air, and I didn't mind oversharing.
So I'm hearing an ESTHER PIERRE saying, "I'm not only a fighter, but I'm also a winner. I can prove that I'm a winner. And if you are Haitian American watching the show, you can do it as well.
Exactly.
Fight the obstacles."
Exactly. Girl power, you know.
How you use those, I don't want to say painful experience, but how do you use those moments to now inspire others?
Well, I am now in education as a administrator for a high school, and I am now using all of my experiences and stories to influence not only the general public, but a lot of my students, the girls and the Haitian students that are in my building. And so I leave some of the pictures of stories I've covered purposely in my office to show them you too can do it. Don't look at the blonde and blue-eyed anchor on the anchor desk and think that, that's only for them. You can do it as well. And if you're fat, if you're ugly, you have short hair, you have natural hair, you have braces, you wear glasses, you can pave your way. You can pave your way and hit the mark and be a great example for others. And so as a high school administrator, especially my Haitian students, I love on them. And I push them and I encourage them. And I'm also on the phone with their parents, because you know how Haitian parents are, trying to get them to let them go on an overnight trip to visit colleges is a big deal in our community. Oh no, all that kind of stuff. So I have to get on the phone and make those extra steps and certify and confirm to them, it's okay, I'm going to be there. And even if I wasn't there, this is an experience that your child is going to benefit from.
But understand that this is a different culture. You have to be babysitter to my community, please understand that. So I know you stay very connected to the Haitian community. I wanted to have your reaction about the new immigration policies going on right now. We know it's affecting so many communities, especially the TPS recipients. Their parents are, fear is everywhere. So are you feeling the same thing here in the state of Virginia?
Oh yes, it's a sad situation, specifically on the Eastern Shore, where we have a lot of immigrants that come to work in the agricultures and work in the factories. We have Purdue and Tyson chicken factories on the Eastern Shore, and many of the parents come here, and they come here for a better life, and they want their children to be better than them. We all have that desire for our children. And so it hurts me that after they've struggled and they've brought their kids here and they've matriculated and get to the day of graduation, and they fear coming to graduation because ICE might visit graduation. Those were my realities. Graduation day, last month in June, both Hispanic and Haitian parents scared to come to their child's graduation while they've been waiting 13 years to see that child walk across the stage, to say, James Pierre, and hand you. Can you imagine not being able, that your parent not being there to see that diploma being handed to you? Those were my realities. And that's what's sad, because not only are their parents living in fear, the quality of education has gone down already since July 1st. Trump's policies has affected ESL funding. He has frozen, it's called Title III. It's no longer No Child Left Behind, but it's ESTHER, Every Student Succeeds Act. And that funding, he's basically taken away. He has frozen that money. And so we have less services for these students, probably the upcoming school year. That's going to affect a lot of our Hispanic, and I'm going to say Black and brown kids, okay? Our Black and brown kids. And we have about 107,000 ESL students in Virginia. And Haitian Creole is in the top 10 languages that is supported by those those funds. And so a lot of the information is not going to get to the parents because translation services have to go down. We have less interpreters, and so it affects people in different ways. And even the white teachers now realizing that they voted for Trump didn't know that this is the result of their vote.
Yeah. How you mentally, how the students mentally cope with that, and the parents, when you see them, you are part of the community, you are Haitian American as well. What is it you say to them?
I love on them, and I purposely will travel miles to go to the stores where the Haitian parents frequent. I have a Food Lion, I have a Walmart that is closer to my home, but I want to go there and let them know that I'm still there, I'm with you. Anything that I can do and help you with, I'm open and available. There are people who call me to interpret documents. There are people who need resources as far as getting, seeking lawyers and things of that nature for documents to be filled out, because I'm not, an expert in that field, so I stick in my lane. And so whatever it is that I can do to help them, I'm there as a resource and offering and letting them know their rights. Just because someone's knocking at your door doesn't mean you have to open it. And so those little things that we can offer is my way, and my office is always open. I give out my cell phone. So the kids can call me on the weekends. Their parents call me on the weekends. And so, they know it's no funny business going on. It's not a recommended best practice, to give out your phone numbers to students. But I feel that I can trust them and I want to help. And so those are the type of things that I help in my way. Wow. By giving them the support any way that I can.
And that's very kind of you.
And I don't charge, because Haitians are always, I'm with Sevisa. And then they're ready to put their hands in their pocket and give me $50. No, ma'am, I don't need that. This is my service. This is what I'm here for. But they're so used to people robbing them and taking them for any little thing. I know this one woman, it breaks my heart. Somebody, how they give you your page stubs online. They don't print it to save paper. So she would pay somebody $20 every week to print her pay stub. I'm like, I can't believe people would do that just to print the pay stub.
I'm very happy that you make the difference, but we cannot ignore that things like that happen in our community.
Yes.
Before the interview, I ask a lot about you, and everybody say, Esther Pierre, c'est boule la joie. That's a joyful person, always happy. You're gonna have fun on set.
I'm trying to contain myself.
I said, oh my God, well, that's so amazing to know about, not only a human being, but a Haitian American woman with such a very inspiring story.
Yeah.
But also, right before we go on air, that joyful moment that you are sharing on a daily basis, there's a shadow behind. You are grieving. And we don't really talk about that all the time. I want you to take that moment to talk about how you are dealing with that grieving moment, especially the funeral of your dad. You couldn't even go to Haiti. You had to watch it painfully over the phone on Zoom. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So I was born in Haiti, and my parents came here to the U.S. when I was 6 months old. When I was about 3, my parents decided that they were going to separate. My dad went back to Haiti, and my mom stayed here. I grew up in Connecticut, and my dad left, and he said, I don't like this country. The weather is too cold. I work too hard. I pay too many taxes. He flew back. I'm in my 50s now. He went back to Haiti when I was 3 years old and has never stepped foot back in America. Left his passport at the airport. He was done.
Wow.
This is how much a person loves his country and was fine, okay? So he's a pastor, had a church, had, stores, he, rental property. So he was doing okay. So he died at 91, and my dad wouldn't have died if the country was functioning, if we had basic services that can help its citizens. It came to a point where he couldn't travel to go to the doctor because we know the security of the country. He couldn't, he was basically, how do you call that? A person who's in his house and you're,
it's like a prisoner.
Yeah, you're a prisoner in your own home, exactly. And so he couldn't travel to get care. He used to walk a lot of places, and so he kept up his health that way to go collect rent and to check on his parishioners and things of that nature. But one day he came home and he fell. And ever since he fell, he hurt his one side, and it just was going downhill for him. And even though, we got people to take him to the doctor, and then to the point where we got nurses and doctors to come visit him, people weren't going to risk their lives any longer. Because I know at one point I have a brother who lives there. He couldn't go visit my father because there were 5 checkpoints where he had to pay the gang members to pass through. And it came to a point where he in Haiti didn't even go to the funeral because he had no more money to keep paying all the checkpoints of where they've, blocked the streets, and you have to pay in order. So he called me, said, sis, I couldn't go. I couldn't.
It's a very
I couldn't
painful,
risk it.
I was going to say it's a very painful situation, knowing that your dad, his love for his country, went back and said, you know what, I want to contribute to not only to the faith community, but also to help, to be in a place where I belong to.
Right.
And then died in such a very horrible
situation. And it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart because even though my dad was 91, he was a young 91. 2 weeks before my dad passed, I was having a conversation with him, and he was saying that, I want to remarry. And I'm like, Dad, what? You're 91 years old. Like, calm down. Oh, bezem vive no péché. You want me to live in sin. That's what he's saying to me at 91, the pastor, okay? So
wait. He wanted to remarry your mom or someone else? No, he
wanted to remarry me.
Oh, so you were jealous about that. You wanted to.
No.
What would be the situation if he said he wanted to remarry to your mom?
No, my mom has passed.
Oh, okay.
And so he has remarried. The pastor was going to be on his 4th marriage, you guys. So
wow.
The pastor don't play around, okay? Wow. But he was ready to remarry. This is how, my dad was, like they say, alive. He had, he died with all his consciousness. He died knowing, he wasn't ready. He wasn't ready. He wasn't supposed to, but, in God in his infinite, I'm just going to say he knows why he took my dad at 91. But my dad was looking for, nice woman to get married.
Esther always has a nice way to turn things around to be so joyful. Wow, I mean, it's just so typical Haitian stories that we are hearing, and I'm seeing in you the what you said about starting on TV, right? Turning negative into positive. So you always find that part in stories to say, hey, you know what? Let me try it, and that become now a daily routine. I'm seeing in you to say, hey, there's something bad. What do I do, and how do I see it?
You got to turn, take lemons and make lemonade, right?
That's right.
Because life is so sad, and if you don't find the bright spot, the sun, something to make you happy, you're going to be depressed.
That's right.
You're going to be depressed.
I'm seeing my producers letting me know that we run
Wrap
out of time. Wrap it up. Right there, we're doing TV. But I wanted to ask you a last question about to share with our viewers, especially the Haitian American community, some words of inspiration dealing now with so much. You know, basically when the Haitian community is dealing with TPS, with immigration policies and economic situations. Now it's on the Haitian American community to help the Haitian community, right? Haitians coming in. So what is it they have to do?
I'm going to say, stay encouraged. Stay encouraged. Keep your faith in God, because He's the Almighty, the ever-present, who knows why things happen and when they happen. And so you have to trust and believe that God hears you, sees you, and will deliver. Wow. So,
I tell you, that's a daughter of the pastor right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, no matter how long you've been crying, the tear's going to have to dry one day. No matter how long you've been knocking at the door is going to have to open one day. So, even though it looks dark, it looks black right now, the sun is going to come out again. So I encourage my fellow Haitians to stay strong, keep your faith in God, and the other thing you can do is to educate yourself, because that's the one thing that no one can take from you. Wow. Get educated.
What an honor to have you on here.
Thank you, my brother.
Esther,
can I give you a hug?
Absolutely, absolutely. So we can get that on the white shot. There you go. Perfect. There you go. But thank you once again for being here on the show and for sharing not only your story, but words of inspiration to the entire community. Thank you.
Yes, and welcome once again to Virginia. Virginia is for lovers now, so make sure you don't leave without getting that love.
We'll make sure we make that happen. And thank you as well for watching such an amazing episode with our dear Esther Pierre. And if you are in Virginia as well, so feel free to connect, because that's the idea of James Report, is to go all around the country and also all around the world soon to bring you this type of stories, because we truly believe that what we said in Creole or in French, la crème de la crème, the great side of the Haitian community is there waiting for us to share the stories. And now this is the moment. Thank you as well to you for watching. We'll see you next time.